All right, guys, listen, it's 8:55. It's January 10th. My name is Scott Redler. I'm the Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com and the founder of the Red Dog Mindset. Hopefully everyone's feeling okay and getting ready to go. So we did have the jobs report, and it's behind us. So it's another piece of news behind us in 2025. So all is good there. Hold on, I got to turn this off here. We'll see what happens next. At this point, everyone is looking at the same pattern. Everyone sees the potential of a head and shoulders top pattern that's been playing out. And what is a head and shoulders top pattern? It's a distribution pattern. It's where you have, you play with areas of the range. So institutions can sell stocks. So people could get better positioned. So they could also short situations and names, and it builds until it resolves. So today will be a day that's interesting. Why is it interesting? Because you have the SPYs down 5, right? This is the move lower since the 8:30 data. So first knee-jerk move was lower. Okay, you're at 584.30. I'm very tactical here. Why is Red Dog tactical? Because Red Dog has a process and a routine that he's been doing for 30 years. Who's Red Dog? Hey, anyway, I'm just kidding. You guys all know, you guys have been on Twitter since 2014, and I've been running T3 Live and the Alpha team in the Redler Report for the same amount of time. And we know when you trade actively for a living, you want to make money when risk is paying you. You want to make money when things are above the 8-21 day. You want to make money when names are acting special, making higher lows and higher highs. Okay, not like this, right? Here was your upper range. Remember, this was when first the Fed came out and said, hey, inflation's hot. We might not be able to, lower rates 4 times. We could maybe do 2 times, and that happened. What do? We came off of support, made a lower high, held again, made another lower high. We held on Wednesday, and now the question is again: Will the sellers who have their chance today have enough power to keep us below this 584, 585 area? So at this point, very strong jobs number, and it's not the worst thing in the world, but the way the stock market's set up is when there's expectations, computers are programmed a certain way. So we'll see what happens. So for today, for now, what do we know? We know that you have 584, 585.20. Right now, we're not even below 584 anymore. We went as low as 582.44. Okay. Are we going to stay below this area and test the 580.90, 580.50 area? We'll see. There's this zone here where you could almost you could put, from here to here is your real versus support zone. And then if it breaks below there, then you have 576. For me, I wouldn't mind if we break and see those areas. I hate range trading, even though sometimes there are good setups and you can make really good money. But at this point, again, we are a little bit below. Am I going to press here? No, I'm long SPY puts, so I'd like us to go lower so I can make money on those, and then that could help fund some of my leftover longs that I don't have many of. Like I'm coming in today, I'm not long, Nvidia. I'm not long the SMHs. I'm not long 7 of the mags. I'm long a little Apple, which I'll give you a clue why a little bit. For me, it seemed like Apple put in a little Red Dog reversal low at the 50-day. So I figured, hey, if I had to be in something, let me try a little bit of Apple. I got out of my Apple a lot higher. We had a great trade in Apple through 237, through 230. It hit 260. Most of my guys got out when it broke below 257 or lost the 8-day. That's a rule, right? You break the 8-day, you get out of the way. Well, if you got out of Apple actively when it broke the 8-day, perhaps you bought some back. So now 240.05 is the low from Wednesday. If it were to break that, I'd have to revisit what I want to do, because chances are I could see 237. If you're an investor in Apple, stay the course. If you trade actively for a living, you want to get a paycheck in January, you have to be a little bit more careful. So I'm going to focus on Apple a little bit. I'm going to focus on Tesla a little bit. Tesla was our number 1 trade pre-election, post-election, but that was then, this is now. What happened to get me tactical in Tesla, which is part of my process and routine that I got my mind right in the morning for, is look here. Tesla did a Red Dog reversal right there at 484 after a big move. Remember, we were focusing on it here, right around 326, right around when it was holding above this gap, right around when it took out 360, and you had a lot of money to be made. And then it changed. You had a Red Dog reversal sell, then you had a lower high, and then you had a fast move down to 373. You had a little bit of a tradable bounce, back into resistance. I remember talking about the resistance. People made some decent money short right there. And now you have a bit of a doji. So a doji. So for now, we'll see, does Tesla hold 387? If it breaks below, then you have 373 and whatever this low is, which is 379. If it holds, maybe Tesla shows a little bit of relative strength and a little bit of leadership. If not, be careful. You have this is like a lower wedge, and here is your area. And if not, then your next spot could be 360. So I'm short some 360 puts for next Friday. So this is where I'm a little bit vulnerable that if it does break 387 and heads towards 360 or below, I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm just saying I will have to be a buyer of Tesla at 360, which wouldn't be so bad considering from 480 down to 360. I'll take this spot. That's probably a really good spot to be a buyer of Tesla if it gets there and how it gets there. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully this shows some relative strength. You might even have some really good trades. You might have some red to green trades. Where would I focus for some red to green trades? It would probably be in mega cap tech. If the jobs data isn't skewed and it's that strong, chances are the economy's strong, and tech, that means people are going to be buying iPhones and cars and stuff. But again, the market wanted lower rates, not inflation or higher rates. So watch the TLT. TLT made a low of 85.35. You have to watch the TLT today. The TLT right now is down $1. I am long some TLT calls, which will not work. I am not in TLT itself. It's fine. Took a little shot on Wednesday. I sold the third as this happened. This was a great trade on Wednesday, and I always take a little bit off. TLTs were down 40 cents. They went green up 15 cents. I sold the third, and I'll probably lose on the rest, and I'm hoping the SPYs counter that, and then I'm just going to trade. So whenever you get into a neutral, unknown market discovery zone, I have a lot less on. When the SPYs on this day, looked like there's a chance that the beginning of the year is going to be more positive than negative, I had a lot of risk on. Okay, and then sold most to there, and then really neutered myself here. And now again, we'll see what goes on. Whereas the SPYs right now still hanging around, 494. What I wouldn't do really is I wouldn't be focused on the IWM. I don't care where like Tom Lee and all those guys say that this is the place to be, et cetera, et cetera. It hasn't been. It hasn't been at all. Like, you've had some fast and furious moves, but overall, it's a troubled sector, especially with rates going higher. So anyway, 218, 219. Would I be pressing here? I won't. I'm just not going to trade it. If you want to look at where the IWM is this morning, it's down for 217 and change. If it stays below 218, that could put some pressure on. I would not be trading that sector today. Let me see if anyone's tuning in from around the world. What up, Diego? Good morning. What up, Trey? What up, New Nugsy? What up, Mario? A data center play. All right. At this point, nothing. If the market really breaks, nothing's really going to work yet. You've had a lot of themes this year, right? A lot of themes. You had the quantum computing names from last year that were awesome. We had a whole bunch of them, INOQ, QBTS, QUBT. That momentum broke. Then you had the robotics trade that was really hot last week, which who knows if that kind of growth area is going to, be in vogue or not. And then you had the nuclear names that gave us great trades too that got a little pressured with CCJ. So there's a lot of things that just we don't know in 2025. So as a trader, take a step back, take trades, and wait for things to develop. Mind over matter, and even patience is part of the whole process. So anyway, like Palantir, people like Red Dog, my favorite name in the world is lower. I'm like, okay, well, look how high, look at how many times we were long this thing. And it gave you some clues. You could have been out on this false breakout. This was a high, didn't hold and go. It false breakout, right? Sell rules. Get above a level and not hold it, you sell some. Anyway, here is where it lost the 8-day. So that could have been another out, or when it broke all the moving averages at 74.61. And now today might be interesting. I'll look at it today. Maybe there's a trade here today. Maybe this wants to, give you a little bit of leadership. It's down 220. It's at 64.95. It's below this level. If you sold when it broke 80 or when it broke 74, maybe there's a day trade today. Maybe you'll get some price discovery. Maybe it'll go to 65, come off it. Markets will go lower, and you could buy versus that level, and Palantir goes green. That could be a good trade for cash flow. That's something I'm going to look at. Now's not the time to look at the crap names or the high, now's the time to look at like an Apple, look at a Tesla, look at a Palantir, stay with the Qs, go with the quality that potentially is a little bit safer. And as far as Nvidia, real quickly, I'll leave you with that. Nvidia to me, is the best thing ever. Why? Because it told us to get out the way. Anyway, there's always keys to a day. And if you remember on Tuesday, you had it coming flirting with 153 and you had your sell rules. I gave you guys sell rules back in 2010 and then again in 2012 and 2018, 2020, 2020. The same slide. The test of time, right? Get above and stay above. You're in it. Could go higher. If you can't hold it, you're out of it. If it breaks below a prior low, oh my goodness, sellers take control. Get out of it. And then anyway, you have 137.89, big move lower. On this day we were long, looked different. It always looks different. Some days are different than others. You have to recognize that as an active trader. But anyway, with that being said, I'll look at Nvidia today. Nvidia's down 340. It's still one of the best companies in the world. I know it has a high PE and they sold the strength. But bottom line is, we'll see what happens here today. Does Nvidia make a low and come off the low and go green? That would probably help tech. That would probably help sentiment. I'm not long it, but I might be long it at 940. And I might be long, all these things. I'm going to wait and look for signals. What's that? It's a relative strength divergence. It's not like a hey or hey. It's no. Market goes lower, it doesn't go lower, it claims a key level or holds a key level, you buy it for cash flow. Anyway, so Nvidia is another key. So on my screen, I'm going to have Nvidia, I'm going to have Palantir, I'm going to have the SPYs, I'm going to have the TLTs. I'm going to have Tesla. This is one of my 6 screens. These are leaders. These are important names. I'm going to have Apple. And then I'm going to have a whole lot of things going on. So what are the things you're going to have up? Okay, get prepared, get ready, get excited. Okay, don't do anything dumb. What does that mean? Meaning having FOMO, meaning catching a falling knife, means having opinions, have things that traders have learned not to do along the way. So anyway, it's 9:07. I appreciate you, my dogs. I'm coming in. I'm going to probably sell some of my SPY puts. Going to see where I could buy versus levels. I'm going to see if anything goes green in a sea of red that could potentially help lead us off lows. I'm going to see if the SPYs stay below 585, or if it's all of a sudden today, we reverse today, I think the bears are going to get real frustrated and it'll be interesting to see. They have the chance, and I don't know if they're going to take the chance. The bears' chance. Anyway, Friday, January 10th, make some money, and hopefully my subscribe button to the 2520 is coming in soon. I think a lot of people are looking forward to that. Join me in the morning where we're getting our mind right, we're getting situated for the day no matter what it brings. And then we do our 6:30 club, and then my dogs from around the world who stay with me all day on the alpha team, or stay with me with Red Liver Report, or even the trading group. Listen guys, it's January 10th. If you feel like you don't have enough buying power, and if you feel like you want to be around seasoned vet traders, you know what, email me, scott@t3trading.com, scott@t3trading.com. I'll send you over to Derek, who's awesome, or Josh, and hey, maybe you get registered. Maybe you want to become a prop trader instead of trading a retail account, and make a change that way. Okay, there's lots of things you could do to better yourself and make changes. If you don't make changes, you can't change. All right. So anyway, good luck today, guys. I'm getting ready to roll.